And in the wake of that massacre in Las Vegas, Pine Rest, which provides mental health services here in West Michigan, is sending a team of clinicians there to help victims who experienced the trauma in that shooting.
24-hour News 8's Sarah Hurwitz joining us now on set to tell us how that team's going to be helping those impacted by the violence.
Well, Ryan and Marley, the need is so crucial right now for those victims that were impacted by that shooting. Now, they left early this morning. They're ready to work 16 to 18-hour days. And because they are so busy already, they weren't able to show us any of the work that they're doing just yet. But we did talk to one of the directors who's helped countless victims during traumatic events in the past.
The immediate terror that struck Las Vegas is over, but for those who lived through it, that nightmare is just beginning.
When somebody willfully and intentionally tries to harm us, that's personal, and so it shakes us even more. Feeling safe now becomes difficult. So who can I trust? Where am I safe?
That thinking may replay for trauma victims over and over. It's one of the areas Bob Vandepaul, the executive director of Pine Rest's Employee and Church Assistance Program, says its crisis teams work on with businesses in the wake of any type of crisis, as one of its teams just returned from Hurricane Harvey relief.
A lot of people need a good psychological belch and to talk about the incident and to process it.
The team in Las Vegas will be talking with business leaders and how to help its employees find hope, feel calm and safe. Those conversations could be with leaders of the organization or large group settings which target those who may have been most impacted, like, for example, employees at the Mandalay Bay Resort.
I understand there was a huge rush stampede of injured people trying to escape, and can imagine what that was like for people having their business overrun by panic like that.
Or for the people who were running for their lives, who now, he says, may be beating themselves up over how their body may have responded during crisis. He says they help people in understanding that those are normal fight or flight responses.
If a bullet whizzed past your head, you may wet your pants, because you can run faster with an empty bladder than a full one. Your digestion may become an adventure. You may have the stomach in a knot and diminished appetite. You may have trouble sleeping. You're safer when you don't sleep deeply.
And the crisis team will help all types of businesses and first responders cope in the wake of that shooting. We will also have a link on woodtv.com, as well as on our mobile app with more mental health resources for those who are impacted by that violence.
Yeah, it's important, like we heard from that police officer in the earlier piece, it's okay to be not okay. It's okay to cry.
Absolutely. You know, he was really talking about just being able to be open. You know, it's really cathartic for folks to be able to kind of explain what they went through.
Absolutely. Sarah, thank you.